Yes. The unauthorized use of public official facsimile, signature, or seal. Yes. Now, this facsimile, you remember Exhibit A where there's no actual seal of the state ex officio state court clerk? Yeah. And then there's the use of the seal. Now we have one instance of the use of the seal, right, under duress and deception and probably the actual signature. Then we have the use of the seal. That would be one felony. Pooch. The use of a forgery. Yeah, that would be the second felony known as the signature. Yes. And then you faxed it. But you faxed it without the state seal and without the forgery. So we have a third Exhibit A where there's the certification. That would be a state seal. Yes. Then the initials of the individual could be considered a signature depending on how you sign your name. Yes. Yes. Then there's a facsimile. Now, I just wanted to know these fax machines. Yes. It doesn't say photocopy. Is there an actual designated fax machine for those that are elected oaths of office where they thought, well, I'll just fax in whatever it is that I seal and I signature? Yeah. Could you get me the fax numbers again and all long distance telephone calls? Pooh. Now, this is a felony. Okay. Okay. Now, what if you didn't use the state seal? Yeah, and you didn't use the actual signature of the elected oath of office? Can you get a felony for not using the seal and not using the signature when you did use the facsimile that did not look like the actual protection order served on me? Now, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different felonies between the Exhibit A. Yes. The protection order, yes, and then there's the felonies of the weapon surrender form. Yeah, but let's say you use the wrong facsimile. Pooch. Let's say no. Let's just say it. Okay. Did you ever fax anything from a facsimile that happened to be the designated facsimile of an elected oath of office? Kind of like, well, I have my fax and you have yours. Yes. So you're sitting there as the court clerk that's outside of the court, and then there's the court clerk inside the court, and she might have a fax available to her. Maybe you're sitting there, you're doing a judgment or something, and she signs and she stamps it, and she puts it in a machine, and it goes someplace. Pouch! Now, I would say, okay, the fraudulent use of the actual designated facsimile, fax machine, yes, yes. Could be possibly one or two more. Now, I don't know how Heidi got her copy because she didn't sign it. She wasn't there that day. Yes. I don't think that they made her take a copy. It's kind of like, well, we're going to have this court hearing on July 31st of 2015. We're going to issue this court order for 10 years. Right. And you're here, and you don't acknowledge it, but we're going to make you have a copy of it. Pooch. Now, maybe you faxed it to her. She's like, well, I wasn't there. I didn't sign it. The respondent wasn't there. You didn't give him any notice. Now, did you actually try to make her receive a copy? And she said, no, I don't want a copy of it. I didn't motion the court. And you said, well, we're just going to do it, okay? And we're going to fax it as evidence in an actual case. Yes. And then we're going to use the state seal and the actual forged signature of an elected oath of office. And then we're going to fax it from the fax machine that is her designated fax machine. Yes. Now, I know. Does it mean facsimile, signature, and seal, or does it mean the actual use of the fax machine of the individual elected office? Ciao. Could be quite a few there. It could be like 8, 9 felonies. Pooch. Did anybody look exactly? Is it a Class C? I mean, for those in law enforcement, it's just a gross misdemeanor. Don't worry about it, but it's 9 of them. Pooch. How many of these do you get as gross misdemeanors before they add up to a Class C felony? It's like, well, I happen to have 15 to 20, Class C felonies that add up to one. No, I have 20 gross misdemeanors that add up to one Class C felony. Yes. I just wanted. See, when they explain the conspiracy, right? If the crime, yes, is a Class B felony. You, in the conspiracy, get a Class C felony. Yes. But the problem is they don't explain exactly how many gross misdemeanors it takes to get a felony. Yeah. And then they don't explain how many Class C felonies it takes to get a Class B felony. Then they don't explain how many Class B felonies it takes to get a Class A felony. Now, I know it's confusing reading the sentencing guidelines of the state of Washington, but I did think about it, okay? If you step back one felony or misdemeanor for every... Now, well, how many does it take to add one? Pouch! Tampering with light signals. We already looked at that. Yes, we did. Well, no, we looked at that. Yes, transportation, so on and so forth. Unauthorized use of public official facsimile, signature, or seal. Yeah. Just find out for me. Pooch, you get the job, you got elected to office, right? And you decided to, oh, look at unlawful imprisonment. How does that happen? Oh my gosh. And then there's the unlawful manufacturing of telecommunications device. Is a fax machine an actual telecommunications device? Yes. Is it a subscription service? Do you actually, the fraudulent use of subscription service? When you look at the telephone system of all of those in law enforcement, do you have a telephone bill, or is it something they give to you, Pooch? Now, it could be the unlawful use of a telecommunications device. Yes, it could. Yeah. Unlawful manufacturing. Where'd you buy your fax machine at? Now that I really thought about it. Now!